Howdy folks, and welcome to Mainely Acres. Alrighty, here's the other project that I've been working on the beginning of the week. This table here that you guys see, my wife was able to pick it up off the side of the road. Somebody was getting rid of it for free. So she picked it up and brought it home, and now a year later, I've figured out a purpose for it. So as you guys can see, it's just one of those like office tables, real simple kind of a thing that you just kind of put together, has the two legs underneath. I had to put a piece of strapping across the backside with some rough cut just to kind of hold the legs in, but that was really only modifications that I had to do to the table to get it put back together. So I will zoom over here and kind of show you guys how I mounted the sewing machine to the table. Now what I did is, you guys may have seen in previous videos of the sewing machine that it was on like a tripod kind of a deal with some legs, 3 legs that came out of the bottom. And that's a nice setup to have, but it's not very sturdy, and plus I would have to sit on the ground and kind of hurt my back when sewing with the machine. So I figured, hey, let's just mount it to a table and knock out a whole bunch of issues I was having with running it. So let me take you over and we'll get a better shot, and I will show you the base that I used to mount the sewing machine to the table with. Alrighty, so here's the base that I created right here to attach the sewing machine to the table. And all this is a piece of rough cut 2x4, so it's a full 2 inches thick, 4 inches wide, 7 to 8 inch block. And what I did is, there's a bolt here and a bolt here on the other side. And what I did was, I took this block and I pre-drilled these 2 holes where the bolts were going through. Now I did have to go to the hardware store and pick up these bolts. These are 2-inch bolts here. So obviously on the back side I had to recess drill in so that the screws would be able to fit all the way through here. So on the back side I used a hole drill bit and pre-drilled those in the back, so that way the nut would be able to go up about 1/4 of an inch into this block here, so that it would allow some threads to come out the top. And then I just simply took some really long drywall screws. They're probably a good 4 inches, these 2 here anyway. Bought some washers on them and then just drilled the block down to the table, and then I put one more here. You guys can probably see there. You guys can see here, this is a homemade washer. So you guys see I only bought 2 washers for these here. And I just took some metal, some sheet metal that we had left over. I folded it in half, pre-drilled the hole so that the drywall screw will fit through it, and then just drilled the drywall screw right on into the bottom table. So that acts as like a washer. So if you guys need a washer for a project and you don't have any, if you have some scrap metal laying around, you could always drill that out and make a washer. So that's what I did for that. So it is nice, as you guys can see, secure. The sewing machine doesn't move, it'll actually move the whole table. So I got this idea from a few other people that have bought these Chinese style sewing machines and made wooden bases for them. So if you guys are really interested in making a wooden base, just go on YouTube and type in I think it's a leather shoe patching machine. You will find a whole bunch of videos of people that have bought these and created different bases to attach these to, or attach them to some table or some other stand. Alrighty, so that was it. I just took the block, pre-drilled it, attached the sewing machine to the block, and then attached the block to the table. As you guys can see, I have a whole bunch of stuff laid out on my table. I'm working up on a leather wallet right now. You also can see our homemade thread stand back here. And I just made that with a simple piece of bamboo that was left over. Drilled the board that we have it mounted to, as you guys can see there. and it was just 2 extra pieces of bamboo that I had, and I cut them to size. So I have one shorter little piece here that actually holds the spool, and then the next piece, which is the arm, I simply put a hook in here and drilled it out. You guys can see a crack. It started in my bamboo, but that was from it actually the dog knocking it over and stepping on it. So definitely you want to pre-drill your bamboo before putting any type of screws or hooks in there, because you will get cracking like this. And even if you do and you have a dog run over it, you'll get cracking on it as well. But it still does its purpose and does a really good job. So that's it. That's my sewing machine, my new setup. I'll kind of scroll out so you guys can get a big view picture of it. And I will be cranking out a lot more leather goodies. I'll also put a video up out shortly going over the tools that I use, some of the different stuff, like some of these are some patterns that you can use. These are plexiglass, so they will last a really long time. I have some bevelers to bevel the edges and also to give me a nice groove for stitching. Have a few other cutters and different things, so that will be another video. I'll kind of show you guys what I use in my arsenal. These are a few of the things that I've been making here recently. These are a bunch of card wallets, if you will, to hold credit cards, and I make them in brown leather, black leather, different styles. You guys can see these have like the rounded edge here, and these have the flat edge like so. So I'm making a whole bunch of these. If you guys are interested in any of these, just send us a message in the comments below and we'll try to accommodate you guys. I do custom orders as well, and do little designs if you guys are into that. So those are some of the credit card wallets I've been working on. Here's a new thing that I've been working on, which I think is a really cool idea. And what these are bookmarkers made out of really nice quality leather. And then you guys can see here, this is leather parchment paper. So these are really nice bookmarkers because you can personalize them yourself and put little messages on here. You can also put chapters, like say if you're using this as a bookmark for your Bible or for any other book you might use, you can put little notes on there or chapters. You can even put Psalms on there if you want. And so here are the different couple designs that I've made. I really like this one. I spent a lot of good time in stamping and doing some tooling work around it. And now this here is another cool little thing that I thought of. And you can see I have a plain old version here, and then I have one here with some scroll paper on there. And these are kind of a 3-for-1 kind of a deal if you want. You can use these as a bookmarker in your book. You can use them as a bracelet. Put them on and tie them on like that. And also women can use them in their hair and tie it like that, and it will be a holder for your ponytail. So let me know what you guys think about some of those leather craft projects. If you're interested in any of them, please leave us a comment down below and we'll try to hook you guys up. So that's what I've been working on. Just figured I would show you guys.